'Cause you had a bad day, you take it one down, you sing a sad song just to turn it around.
The Tottenham will see you now is the vibe I'm going off. I mean, the game was pretty much dusted when Lamela came on for Kane after he was injured, instead of Vinicius, who's a natural striker, and Matt Doherty stays on the pitch. Hello and welcome to another episode of Hollie's Hotspurs, and today I'll be talking about that 3-1 defeat against Liverpool. If you're new to the channel, please leave a like on this video, comment what you thought of the game below and hit that subscribe. Now today's game wasn't going to be easy. It was pretty much going to be whose defence was better, and sadly for us, our defence was in the mud. Lineup comes out, and to be fair, I was quite intrigued to see how we set up, because obviously there was news yesterday that Reguilon would not be fit for this game because he sustained an injury. I mean, my bets were on this to why he's injured, but nevertheless, in goal we started with Lloris, and then we came out with a back five. This back five consisted of Serge Aurier, Joe Rodon, Dyer, Davies and Doherty. The fact that Serge and Doherty are both on at the same time does give me a bit of heebie-jeebies, but pressing those two can get into attack. It'll be interesting to see how Doherty fares on the left, or whether Serge will be on the left. Who knows at this point in time, but one of them will definitely be playing out of their natural position. We then see that there is Hojberg, the CDM, the Viking, in the middle to try and protect the lines, to stop those passes being played through to Firmino and Salah. Hopefully he can do that. We then see Ndombele sitting a further forward, who will hopefully be able to do those lovely flair play that he does, dribble with the ball, find a lovely pass in behind for either Sonny or Kane. And then we see that Bergwijn is on one side and Sonny is on the other. I think Bergwijn played very well against Sheffield United. It was one of those games where he actually decided to dribble with the ball and look up and play the pass at the right time, rather than dribbling for too long and making a fluff up. But also, I think it's his defensive work rate. There's lots of talk that whether Bale would start in this fixture. I think it was too soon to play Bale in a Premier League fixture from the start, especially against Liverpool, because I think, like Jose keeps hinting at, I think Bergwijn's work rate off the ball in defence is a lot higher than Bale's. But hopefully we might see him because he is on the bench. And then we see Harry Kane starting up top. The only thing that's really miffing me today is the fact that Toby Alderweireld is on the bench. He's the one player in centre-back that I think has that commanding presence. Whether Jose has installed that into Dyer just yet, I'm not too sure, but I think he might be the one to try and take the reins. Nevertheless, I like the system of starting five at the back. I mean, it worked fairly well against Sheffield, but I don't think Sheffield really had anything going forward, where Liverpool, on the other hand, will have abundance of going forward. I think it'll be a contest who has the worst defence, personally, but hopefully we can get in there and nick a ball and get some revenge against Liverpool at home. Game kicks off, and the early stages we think that Liverpool are going to go in front. This was in the first minute when a ball was played high to Mane, who touches it down and manages to beat Serge Aurier, and you think he's through on goal. He's literally one-on-one and manages to skim it wide. It was a very poor miss from Mane, but a very big let-off for Tottenham. A minute later, Tottenham have a chance themselves, but unfortunately it goes to VAR. Take a look at it. There's a beautiful combination play from Ndombele, who puts it down, finds Kane, then Kane slots Sonny through. Sonny's through on goal and manages to put it past the keeper Alisson in goal. And we're all celebrating because we're 1-0 up, and then dreaded VAR comes out. And unfortunately for us, it is literally by a fraction that Sonny is offside, and unfortunately we can't continue celebrating, and it goes back to 0-0. The real thing that was scaring me out throughout the whole game, and especially the first half, was the aerial ball from Liverpool. They've definitely done our homework because we can't seem to head or defend anything. Thiago manages to kebab Harry Kane, and our worst fears are going through our head as the glass ankle seems to be shattered. Despite our worries and fears, Kane manages to come back on and carry on playing. In the 19th minute we see a beautiful ball from Dyer. Never thought those words would even comprehend me, but so be it. Dyer pumps the ball long, Sonny manages to touch it down very well, but Matip and Sonny are shoulder to shoulder, and Matip does very well to put him off the shot. In the 20th minute, Liverpool have their chance to go 1-0 in front. When Firmino is outside the box, he manages to shoot, but Hugo pulls off a good save. Then has a quick distribution to find Kane up top, who then finds Stevie B, who then finds the run of Sonny. Sonny drives, but this time, a bit like the first goal, he tries to slot it near post, but this time Alisson is quick on the mark to manage to get it stopped and get his body behind it. Another great attack from Liverpool, it has to be said, when Mane passes to Salah. Mane makes a run, Salah dinks it over the top of our defence once again. First time shot, but Hugo's there with one arm to manage to save it. However, because Mane was offside in the build-up of that play, it would have been ruled offside anyway. But again, it's another great play from Liverpool, it has to be said. 23rd minute, Thiago finally gets booked after another dodgy challenge. The man is kebabbing all over the place. And then for about the next 5-10 minutes, we kind of play suicidal football where we just can't clear our lines. And luckily, Liverpool can't manage to get on the end of it and react. Now, the defence has been shaky throughout, but I think the main man that's actually been able to sweep up in the first half is Joe Rodon. The man has managed to make up for some mistakes that Dyer has made. But to be fair, I was quite happy to see him in the back line. I'm still miffed to the fact that Toby isn't there, but anyway, we shall move on. Then when we thought we escaped the first half, sitting at 0-0, danger strikes. Take a look at this. This goal is still baffling me and is still causing me mental stress. For one, Dyer at the moment is being praised as our next new commanding centre back. I don't think he possesses the commanding presence, and I also don't think he's sorted out his role at centre back at the moment, because here he's just watching the ball drift across, knowing that Firmino is right behind him. And then Lloris, who's played pretty well up until this point, I don't know what he's doing. His position's all off. Rather than coming out to claim the ball, because it's obviously going to meet him if he comes out first than Firmino, because there is Dyer and Hugo there. I don't know whether there's a miscommunication between the both. But his position is all off. The ball manages to seep through the gap. Firmino's there to slot it home. Doherty, man, obviously drifted off the sideline for a drink because he's nowhere to be seen. I know there's Trent coming in from the back, but he could have been closer. But there we go. Regardless, we go 1-0 down at half-time. Up until that point, I had nothing but praise for our attacking style of play, because I think we played quite well in combination with Ndombele driving forward, with Sonny managing to cut out wide, with Kane looking to play that pass. But obviously Kane had a knock in the first half, and sadly we would not see him in the second half, which is a massive blow. And this is when I think to myself, this is the prime time we've actually got a striker on the bench. This is what we wanted a backup striker for. But no, Jose decides to put Lamela up top, take off Serge Aurier, who I must say, I know I'm his biggest critic. I didn't think he played too bad, but he kept Doherty on. That thing's been an egg the whole game. I think that was the downfall of what happened in the second half. Since that goal went in by Firmino and Hugo's position has been all off, this goal, again, was Hugo's downfall. Mane shoots, and to be fair, I feel like Hugo could have palmed it out to any other person but Trent, because it's exactly the right path, and he smashes it in the bottom corner. Again, I have high credits for Hugo because he has been class whole season, but tonight he just had a brain aneurysm because it totally went to pot. I don't know why you'd palm it out to him, but nevertheless, we then sit 2-0 early on in the second half, and you think, here we go lads, it's all going downhill from here. But the only slight happiness I have, and the fact that this man has finally managed to score, was this in the 48th minute. I'm just saying, it's because the man has read my name out.
Joke is from Hollie,
And the Agbar jinx this time has done him a favour, and he's managed to score a goal. Beautiful goal. The way it came out to him, first time shot, whiz-bombed in the back of the net. But sadly, it was all the happiness we were going to have this game, because from then, again, it went downhill. I wish I was talking about a Hojberg goal in a lighter sense of the mind. In a mind where I wouldn't be doing a Phill Mitchel and be drinking all night.
No one bites the dust.
Liverpool do another wonderful counter-attack that we've been trying to do all evening, and it just hasn't really clicked, apart from the first offside goal. Salah manages to get on the end of this counter-attack, but VAR review it and see that Firmino actually handballs the ball. Now, there's a bit of controversy behind this because Dyer is kind of all over him. It does hit Dyer's elbow, but then I think Firmino does handball it and tries to control the ball to put it bound to his feet. But nevertheless, we get away with another one, and it's still only 2-1. Weeks again, it was costing. I think I fully lost my patience. Although he scored that wonder strike the other day, I fully lost it. I don't think he knows his own passing range at the moment, or whether he can pass, because it was god awful. The 64th minute, that was it. I was done and dusted. A long ball's played forward by Liverpool, and Rodon, unfortunately, this is his first mistake of the night. It just body checks him, comes across, and Liverpool managed to find the net once again. Now, I would show all the Liverpool goals, but I've watched them once. I don't want to watch them again. But the most frustrating thing about all the goals that Liverpool scored tonight was the fact that we were the cost of our own problems. Again, the first goal, Dyer and Lloris. The second goal, Hugo. The third goal, Joe Rodon. I think the scoreline pretty much reflects how badly the game went for us, and I still, to this moment in time, do not know how Toby did not start in that team and Dyer did not. And I don't care if people come at me and say you need to give Dyer time. I've given Dyer enough time, and if this jinxes Dyer to become good, I will hold my hands up. But he is not commanding at the back. He makes too many mistakes, and he is not the man for me. We need someone with that commanding presence, and that commanding presence was sat on the bench. And then we don't see Bale to the 80th minute. The man would be flying from that Wycombe game. And when he came on, there were some brilliant passes, but everybody was deflated by this point and gave up. Another 3 points dropped, but hey, we looked to Brighton on Sunday. But nevertheless, not a great turnout from the boys. Hopefully we've got this defensive thing going on, but I don't think it's going to be something that we're going to sort. But anyway, nevertheless, thanks again for everyone for watching. I sound hella depressed. But until next time, come on you Spurs.